They have too much artillery. Positive side, that probably means they don't have a huge amount of troops, as in extra troops like helicopters and like. Can you still move? Not that much. Yeah, they have gunships. Shit. They probably have troops all over here, but for some reason I can't see them now. Still, I expected to see more, which means... Ooh, there's quite a few tanks probably here. Didn't see them for reasons, apparently. Which means there are troops coming from the north and the south, but they're not coming from the northern edge. Or whatever that's for. Them come to us for once. Looks like a lot of APCs this time. T-62s too. More or less the same fight that we've fought multiple times already. Yeah, this is ugly for them. Okay, why can't I see more? Seriously, I'm at 10 height higher than what the fuck is blocking the view here? I literally cannot see what it could possibly be. That's the fucking smoke, right? That's what happens when you remove the smoke from view. I'm not sure if we want to really move from this position though. The smoke won't last for long. In some ways it provides cover for us. They can't fire on us either. What do we see? Not all that much. Is it just smoke? It's probably... I'm not sure if it is. Well, it certainly isn't helping. We definitely might have to reposition, but for now we're gonna hold our ground, see what happens. We are gonna see the helicopter in action soon. Gotta let it come a little bit closer. Try to do something about it on the next turn. doesn't have long range weaponry. Well, it does have the rockets, I suppose, but they're not accurate long range weapons, so I'm not sure how effective it could be with them. Okay, spotting anything new? A couple of new enemies. Enemy HQ. A decent amount of tanks and APCs, I suppose. I'm not seeing anything particularly impressive. Gunship could easily destroy one of our squads. Because it has zero armor though, in anything but the front, it will get in the crossfire and die if it does that. I lose a tank. Shit. It's also core tanks with the leader being there with them. And they drop some more smoke. I can't just stay here anymore. Yeah, this just won't do. At the same time, not sure what would be the more sensible thing. Immobilized. Immobilized is still good. Usually you get to fire at a lot of good targets. We definitely might have to reposition. Doesn't want to move his helicopter forward. Can't really blame him. He took damage and is dead. Thank you very much. Probably the most important kill for us. Not seeing really anything coming our way. We have like a single tank that can see a reasonable amount of enemies. Everyone else is sort of just unable to do anything useful. We need to reposition. If we stay in this small group, any kind of random bombardment will screw us over. that's a bolt tank though. Aircraft is bad, not bad at all. Yeah, I need something to die here. I mean, I don't need a huge amount of kills to keep this thing going here. I do need kills. And to shoot the crew. For some reason, not sure why. And the smoke is dissipating. Nothing big has happened here. Don't really see a reason to do any big changes either. They're going to make a huge push across the road, but so what? Please damage it so it won't come back constantly. Oh shit. It's another bolt tank though. Oh, that's stuff for our crews, our infantry. Ah, not getting lucky with these shots. Takes a huge amount of hits to get anything killed. Okay, those kills will go a long way. Yeah, these guys will never be able to see anything useful. And I'm not sure why. What is the big deal here? I suppose buildings somehow. I don't need to see everything perfectly, but I need to see something. Yeah, I can't see shit from here. Okay, I can see two things now. A gunship, which is nice, and crew. Okay, that's useful information for me, but not sure it's exactly what we need right now. I do need to reposition some of the tanks. They're just wasting their time here. By the time they see the enemy, everyone's killed already. So it won't do. Right, this is no good. You should retreat. You see something useful? Absolutely not. It's the same problem all over the place. No one can see a goddamn thing. Take a look, closer look what's happening here. I need to know what's happening behind this goddamn hill. Nothing, so there's no point in leaving tanks here. It's all about the road. It's more or less what I wanted to know. Surely someone will get a hit on it. This is He's dead. That's an acceptable casualty. It won't be too costly to replace. More importantly, we can never get too high experience, and the experience points of APC is irrelevant. It's the tanks where it matters. That was pathetic. Lost 21 men, 2 APCs and a tank. They lost 11 tanks, 3 APCs, 2 helicopters and no. They lost 100 men, 5 APCs, 15 tanks, 1 helicopter and 1 bomber. So this was a short one. No complaints. I wonder how many missions these custom scenarios, campaigns have. 300 points. So we could definitely afford to replace something. Don't really know what to replace with what though. Something to consider for future campaigns. Cheap vehicles of some sort would probably be upgraded to tanks. APCs cannot be upgraded to a goddamn thing. I'll hold on to my points. Even almost total destruction of the army is repairable at this point. And it gives me... I don't have to worry about clench my anus every time there's an aircraft shooting at our core army tanks. So I'm very comfortable holding on to the points. The Syrian offensive seems to be running out of steam. It has been decided to launch a counter-offensive at this time. Your battle group will be spearheading a drive toward Kudur. Intel reports the Syrian 9th Mechanized Division holds this area and is well equipped with Sagar missiles. Secure the road in your sector and clear out any enemy units you encounter. So, how much time do we have? It's an advanced mission in Kudur. So this is like an ambush scenario basically. They have a huge amount of anti-tank missile groups waiting for us. We need to proceed through things. So I'm not sure which side we're gonna start on, but it's going to be hills and more or less clear terrain here. Probably hills and forests. Couple of ambush spots here and there. Okay, so we need to basically buy an army that spearheads this. We're not sacrificing our tanks to them. We're gonna sacrifice everything else. Could we get a gunship? It would be incredibly useful here. No, no we can't. We can't get helicopters either, so they're not giving us that option. I can understand that. Artillery is worthless to us. We need infantry and APCs, and we need infantry that has a lot of men in them, so we can afford to take some casualties. Scouting vehicles, man, but no, 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 no. These can provide a lot of suppression fire. Half track would basically be just as good, for our purposes at least. There might be a limit to how many units we can use too. 300 points is quite a lot though for a platoons of infantry, and that's about it. Even if we buy one or two of them, we'd still want to buy something else. 20mm AA guns. Flak cannons. Might not be a horrible idea. We could buy shitty tanks too. They're good to kill infantry at long ranges. And they wouldn't be that expensive. This would be our sacrificial tanks, basically. Maybe some twin 20mm cannons to support them. And we're going to go with a couple of APC platoons and a couple of rifle platoons. Perfect. 0 points left. Oh, so we're gonna start from this side. It's a little bit, yeah, okay, this makes sense. It showed the cutoff point somewhere at the middle of the map, which made no sense to me. But we'll have to go through a lot of ambush points. I don't think we should get too clever with this. I think we're better off just running through the road and trying to push through. Um, we will be using our tanks to support them. So we'll be shooting at anything that shows their nose. But both units will do the dirty work. We can use our core group as backup. There's a load all units to in the closest vehicles button, so if we do this carefully, we should be able to not have to worry too much about how we're going to load all this huge amount of troops. They probably don't have vehicle, artillery or aircraft, so I don't think we have to worry about such things. Right. Sacrificial tanks. They're just as good as any to suppress enemy infantry. The AA twin 20mm cannons are probably better. Also, if they have helicopters and anything of that sort, they're gonna be slaughtered. The helicopters, I mean. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't actually care what infantry goes to what vehicle in this case. It is absolutely irrelevant as long as they get put into something here. Yeah, I don't really see a problem here. 12 turns, I'd say it'll take maybe half that if we don't get into trouble, which naturally we will, which means we don't have a huge amount of time of fighting. So we're gonna stay on the road, move forward with the APCs, use tanks to silence any anti-tank missiles that show their faces, and try to make quick progress. Use these as sacrificial units. Should work perfectly.